せーのでもそんなんじゃダメもうそんなんじゃほら心足がすりょもともと
Alright, you guys, we are back once again. Now we're going into season 4 of AOS, aka Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Please note that if you are watching this and you haven't had a chance to see our other recaps, maybe you might want to take a look at those as well. We really go and delve into everything that has happened during these seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., waiting for the return of season 5, which should be December 1st. Not sure when we're going to end up posting these. With that being said, to be honest with you, if you are into things superhero related and you've heard some negatives, I would just urge you guys to give it a try yourself. You know, if you like it, you like it, and if you don't, you don't. But you might find another show that you would enjoy. Alright, so season 4. I can't really rate the series. Each one has topped the other in a good way.
Yes, very good.
Season 4, the first half is about Ghost Rider. What can you say?
Yes,
He came in with two goals.
Wonderful.
Okay? Riding in his car and kicking lots of butt. That's all he was about. He was about that life, and I was all the way there for it.
Yes.
They did a really good job with Ghost Rider. And a lot of people complain, oh my God, it was so short. But, you know, wait for it. Could you let it transpire?
Yeah.
Because he does come back. That's not a spoiler. We're not telling you how he comes back. But everything that happened unlike where each season up until 3 was pretty much kind of standalone, everything that happened at the end of season 3 has direct correlation to everything that happens in season 4. Point blank period. So even if you didn't watch 1 and 2, watching all of 3 and all of 4 is a must to really get the focus about what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's get going. We basically meet now Daisy, who's actually dealing with something that transpired again for season 3, which is the Watchdogs. The Watchdogs is a team of like vigilante type men who are mad because, you know, the Inhumans are taking over and they're so bad and this, that, and the third. And she's actually fighting them. We meet Ghost Rider pretty much in the first episode. I think maybe within the first 20 minutes of the episode. And we find out who he is and all of this, that, and the third. Radcliffe has totally been brought into S.H.I.E.L.D. He's working with them now and all of this. I've been shaking my head since it went off in season 3. I shook my head when I started watching season 4.
Episode 1, season 4. Yeah,
thank you. I think I probably was the only one that was not feeling him on the team. Like when I used
a little skeptical.
Yeah, because at the time I used to watch the AfterBuzz TV, and they used to do a review, and they were just all agog about him, and I'm like, this dude has bad juju. Like, can we not leave him over there and just like maybe have him consult from a distance? But no, he has passcodes and clearance and all of this. All right, so we find out at the end of season 3, but we don't know why, that Phil Coulson's no longer the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. So in episode 2, we meet the new head of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is Jeffrey.
Yes.
What was his last name?
What do they call him? The president or something?
The Patriot.
The Patriot. Yes.
Oh my goodness, we can call him the Patriot.
Yeah.
And the Mace, right?
I think that kind of sounds familiar.
That sounds pretty, yeah.
Close to it. I remember the Patriot. That's what I remember.
Yeah, he is basically the face. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has that kind of debonair type look to him. He's not like gorgeous or anything. Well, not to me personally, but he has that face of the company type look. Oh, he did it there for you?
He was pretty easy on the eyes.
Okay, yes. All right. Yes. So,
but he has that definitely has that pretty boy model-ish type of way about himself, but like an older version.
Yeah.
Versus Coulson is just kind of like that guy around, around the way. So
now we didn't mention this last season 3, but the Secret Warriors are full on. So you've got Yo-Yo, you've got Joey. I can't think of some of the other members, but there's that group of Inhumans that are constantly fighting with them as well. And they're known as the Secret Warriors in the comic books. They don't really say Secret Warriors there, but that's what they are. Yeah. We're going with that. All right, so moving on, a lot of things transpire. And one thing that happens is they get a hold of the Darkhold. Okay, and if you are not familiar with the Darkhold is a Gamorum. I can't remember where it first appeared. I want to say maybe in the Marvel Spotlight comic books. It is a book that is pretty much similar to like a book of black magic, a mage book. Let's see, what else can I say about it? It's pretty much dark magic. Lots of different things dealing with dark magic in there. Basically, things that you would expect to see when dealing with Doctor Strange. Okay? So, with that being said, or whatever, that comes into play in the beginning because Ghost Rider's uncle was trying to get the Darkhold. Him and some scientists found out about it, and they were trying to get the magic about it. You know how it is, and we want to do this and blah blah blah, and they don't know what they're doing, and they mess up. And so with that, Ghost Rider has to go and pretty much handle things. So now, again, as I said, back from season 3, because of the things that transpired with the ACTU, Inhumans are back in the spotlight again, and that's the reason why Jeffrey Mace, aka the Patriot, had to take over anyway, so that he could give a good name to S.H.I.E.L.D, so that he could kind of clean up the whole thing with the Inhumans, and all this, that, and the third. You do have that group of people in the Senate that don't want that to transpire, and basically Inhumans are, I guess, on the most wanted list, you might say, as far as if they do anything stepping out of line, they're going to call them to task. With that being said, Ghost Rider, once he kind of completes his mission, so to speak, he's kind of like off for a while. We don't see him. He pretty much goes off and does things with the Darkhold. Unfortunately, though, they gave the Darkhold to Ada and Radcliffe, which was the worst thing that they could do. And the reason why it's the worst thing that they could do is because when you give someone that was already sketchy from a previous season something to look at, and he goes on his whole thing like they do with a lot of the sciences where, like, they just want to, just make things better. But they never think about some of the negative outcomes that could come from them making things better. And so that's what happened in that scenario. He actually starts making some LMDs, okay? Yeah. So there are other life model decoys, aka fake versions of characters running around. We're not going to spoil which ones, but there are ones rolling around, okay? And because of the big fight that they had with the Darkhold and everything that transpires because of that, we also find out one major thing. Jeffrey Mace, although he was claiming to be an Inhuman, is not actually Inhuman. He's actually just shooting up with the serum. To give him those that gives him abilities. Yeah. They do have one really nice fight with Ghost Rider, them, and the uncle that, if you ever get to see, was really nice choreographs in the Secret Warriors as well. So, we said all of that to say that, how do we want to put this?
With part B?
Yeah.
Or part A?
Part B. Going
part
into
B,
part
everything
B,
comes to a head,
pretty much. Because now what has happened is they're in a whole nother world. Yeah. Because of all that transpired with Radcliffe and access to the LMDs, they're in a whole nother world. They're in a fake world.
Basically, that's a spoiler.
Yeah. That is a spoiler. But there's no other way to put it in order to discuss the season.
Yes.
And we're not going to tell you everything that transpires in the fake world, but it's called the framework. That's all we're going to say. So it's pretty much like the Matrix. They're in like their own version of the Matrix.
Yes.
And we're just going to leave it at that. I will say you need to watch those episodes so you can find out what happens, and then ultimately, where we leave off for season 5 is Full Coulson wakes up and he looks outside his window and he's in space. I think I know where this is going.
Okay.
But what we're going to do is we're going to do a predictions video of what we think we can expect to see for season 5 of Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. And this is just based off that one scene. Okay? So, we hope you guys have enjoyed our recaps of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. AOS seasons 1 through 4. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Upvote if you're watching this on VidMe. If you've enjoyed these recaps, let us know what your thoughts were of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. If you didn't enjoy it and you think you might give it a try, let us know that. Make sure you guys to stay geeky.